Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is PD Proudlock, and yesterday Newcastle played a 1-1 draw with Brighton down at the Armex Stadium. Was what you call a game of two halves. Newcastle in the first half, much the far better side. Brighton in that first half were so bad. My God, I don't think I've seen a half as that comfortable for Newcastle, even though it might not have been a lot of chances, but. Brighton, they just, when they had the ball, they looked absolutely clueless with it. Most of the time, didn't know what to do. And absolutely off and poor at the back as well. And we got booed into half time, and rightly so, because I think that first half for them was absolutely atrocious. Even, was it Shearer said on, was it Match of the Day, his comments? They looked scared and all that. And it was. We technically didn't have to get out of first or second gear in that first half because it was just so comfortable, I thought, for Newcastle. But second half, it then did change, and Brighton started to wake up a lot more into the game because they thought that first half was absolutely bad. And Chris Hughton probably had a right go at them at half time. You can tell he probably did. At the way he was looked so cheesed off a lot of the time in that game, particularly. What Brighton were playing at in the first half, and he was also getting a bit cheesed off as well in the second half, considered the misses Brighton were missing most of the time. But yeah, there you go. And yeah, so a game of two halves. And Newcastle slacked off in the second half a lot, and will allow Brighton to come forward more into the game. So yeah, so here you go. But this in the first half is thinking what Brighton fans are probably thinking again, and what in the hell were this free kick was happening here? I thinking what the hell was that with that free kick? Thinking probably just go for goal, but they're just passing it to square. It's a free kick for a shooting range, and I think. Brighton fans were thinking, what on earth was that? Even I was watching the game and I'm thinking, what was that? So yeah, that was absolutely, that just looked utterly clueless. It just like, what the hell were the players playing at with that free kick? So yeah, there you go. So, and then I know Perez manages to receive the ball, and he did well to get all the way into the box. Then he did take a tumble, and then he did injury thigh. So yeah, but then he did get the goal, which a ball was whipped in by Dummett. Rondon then chests it down, and then Perez woof into the top corner. Brilliant goal with that was, but even you can tell by his celebration that he wasn't looking comfortable, that his thigh was playing up so badly. So yeah, and he had to come off. And which is a real shame because the lad has been on form lately. When he got a hat-trick last week against Southampton, got a goal against Brighton, thinking end the rest of his season on a high with more goals, picks up a thigh injury, and you just hope that's not going to rule him out for the rest of the season. But even though we're safe, a lot of people think, oh, it doesn't matter, we're already safe. But yeah, yeah, I could suppose you could say, like, yeah, that it would have been good to see him get more goals for the rest of the season after he started looking bang on fire lately. So there you go. We'll bring Kennedy on, and it wasn't a great performance, I've got to say about that. Yeah, I don't know what has gone wrong with him. I know I've heard Chelsea fans want about 30 million for him. I don't think I'd pay that with the form he's been on this season for us. So I think he would definitely be getting sent back to Chelsea at the end of the season. So yeah. Yeah, we did have Atsu starting in the game as well because of Almiron is now out for the rest of the season because of his hamstring injury, and he was all right at times, Atsu, but a lot of the time it's the final ball that can be a massive letdown for him, particularly. So yeah, there you go. Yes, and Newcastle did have a bit of a penalty appeal as well. When a ball from Shelvey, who started the game yesterday, was given the captain's armband because of Lascelles was out with a stomach illness. So, and that ball he played in was really troubling some bright defenders. And Rondon goes down from into the box. Or was it from Bruno? I think it was. I can't remember who it was called again. I think it was Bruno. And you're looking at it, you're thinking, oh, he's just putting his arm on Rondon's shoulder. Just Rondon's going to go down and looks like he's going to make a meal of it. But you look, and does he actually take him off his legs? Take the back of his legs out? So maybe a bit of appeal. But who was the referee yesterday? None other than Mike Dean, of all people. One of the worst referees in the Premier League of all time. So there you go. Didn't get it. So no surprise there when Mike Dean is refereeing football matches. So yeah, there you go. So get into half time and the boos are ringing round the Amex Stadium from the Brighton fans after deeming that unacceptable performance in the first half. 0 attempts in the first half. Yeah, that's how bad Brighton were in the first half. So Chris Hughton's probably going to go right into them at half time as to say, what the hell was that out there? Looked totally scared to be playing out there. So then he is thinking, I'm going to make a change here. He does bring on Solly March. It was one of them. And he also did bring on Knockout as well into the game. So, yeah, there you go. So you think of Brighton still 1-0 down. And thinking, Chris Hughton says, I'm going to get another sub on in one of my best players, which is Anthony Knockout. And change the game, I thought. And then it was Brighton now coming more alive into the game. Newcastle then slacking off in the second half. So yeah, there you go. So I know they had a header shot just off, was off target. So yeah, by I think it was Shane Duffy. I think it was that was just off target. So there you go. Yeah, Brighton did have a bit of a penalty peel as well, but I think was it Dubravka on Glenn Murray, but it was just like Dubravka was trying to use his strength, which I could have been. So that's just thinking, no, you're not going to get to that ball. So to me, that didn't look a penalty of all time. But then here we go. When Brighton do then grab the equaliser when the ball was whipped in and then Murray was headed on, you think Dubravka's going to get there. Unfortunately, Pascal Gross manages to beat him to the ball and Brighton have equalised and then thinking have changed the game, particularly when they look so gone into the first half, how they were that so horrendous in the first half. Completely change it in the second half and then grab the equaliser and could have maybe also won it in the game as well if Murray had his header on target when they had a corner, which was Dubravka then much punched away, but then the cross was whipped in the box and Glenn Murray are thinking, a lot of fans are thinking, how on earth has he missed this? He's been their top scorer for them this season, even though he's well into his late 30s now, but looks like he's still got it so far. Thinking that could have been 2 points lost. So yeah, there you go. It was what you call a game of two halves. First half, Newcastle were much the better side. Brighton was so bad. Second half, Brighton upped their game. And we fell asleep for the equaliser and we slackened off and they were coming at us. So there you go. Newcastle do come away with a point. But do you think that is that 2 points lost? Or do you think that is a point gained? Do you think Brighton fans, do you think that's a point gained? Or do you think that's 2 points lost, considered that you are really battling to stay in the Premier League because they're only 4 points now above the relegation zone, so they might be happy with that point after getting it. So there you go. So it could be Cardiff to go down, but as I said, there's still 2 more games left, so it could change. But I think Brighton should be all right now, and I think it will be Cardiff to go down now. So, yeah, there you go. That is the review done. Give me a like. Also comment as well on what you thought of the game. If you're also new and haven't checked me out on my channel before, please make sure you do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to get to 400 subscribers very, very soon. Next week, keep an eye out for the preview for Liverpool game, which is going to be an absolute, real tough game of all time. Yeah, and I shall see you all later. Take care of yourselves. Glad we didn't lose yesterday when we conceded that equaliser in the second half where we slackened off.